Okay, go. Okay. Hey bestie, welcome back to another vlog on my YouTube channel. I hope you guys are doing good. I've been doing okay. I don't know if you got the information through my other social media channels, but I got COVID last week. I'm still isolating, waiting for my test results to come back negative. I'm doing good. I do not have any severe symptoms. I did not have any severe symptoms. I'm very blessed that it's over. But nevertheless, I'm back and I'm very happy to continue my crocheting bouquet series because it's a lot of fun. We are getting closer to spring, which is cool because I'm completely done with winter. If it's up to me, we can even skip spring and go right directly into summer. So I thought I'm going to add some typical spring flowers to my bouquet, which are obviously daffodils and tulips. I already did some daffodils. Didn't manage actually to film last week, but I did that during my quarantine. I absolutely can't wait to show you guys how this has been done. It's super easy and they look very pretty. So to describe the process of this little flower, this beauty, so we're gonna start with this little center piece and then we're gonna add the petal. To start right off with the center part of the flower, we just start with a slip stitch and then we're gonna chain up 4 and we connect the 4th chain to the 1st chain with a slip stitch to build like a little circle. Then we're gonna chain up 1 and then we're going to increase in every stitch of those 4 chains with 2 single crochets. In each stitch we're gonna do 2 single crochets around our first row actually, and we connect the last single stitch with the first one with a slip stitch, chain up 1 and start the second row. And in the second row we're going to increase in every second stitch. That means we're gonna do a single crochet in the first stitch, then we could increase with 2 single crochets in the second stitch, and so on for this row. We first have 4 chains, then we increase to 8 stitches, then we increase to 12 stitches. From now on we're gonna single crochet into every stitch for the next 3 rows. When we've hit the third row, it looks like this. It looks like a little bucket. What we're gonna do now is the ruffle part. We're gonna increase a little bit the next row in order to open up the center part. We're going to increase in every 3rd stitch. And when we are done with the next row, we are going to close it with a slip stitch. And then we are going to do the ruffle part. And for the ruffle part, we are going to chain up 3. When we've chained up 3, we're gonna attach the 3rd chain at the same stitch with the slip stitch, go into the next stitch with the slip stitch, go into the next stitch with the slip stitch and chain up 3 again and join the 3rd chain to the same stitch again with the slip stitch. And now we're going to repeat the pattern actually. When we're done with the row, we're going to chain up 1, pull a long end, pull it through, cut it, weave in the axis yarn into the project, and then we're going to turn it inside out. Et voila! This is how it looks. Now we're gonna add the flower petal. So we're gonna attach the light yellow to the center part, loop our hook into the 3rd row, integrate the new yarn, tie a knot, and then we're gonna chain up 8. And now we're gonna increase in the width of our stitches. That means that we are going to start with a slip stitch into the first chain. Then we're gonna continue with a single crochet into the next stitch. Then we're gonna do a half double crochet into the next stitch, and then we're gonna do a double crochet into the next 3 stitches, and then we're going to do and conclude the leaf with a half double crochet again and attach the half double crochet to the next stitch actually of our row of the center part with the slip stitch. We're gonna go and hop on into the next stitch with the slip stitch and start our next leaf. We're gonna do 6 petals in the end of our flower. That's only one side of the petal. We're gonna do the other side in the second round. So when we reach the 6th petal, actually we're gonna start right off with the other side of our petal, because what we've created right now is only one side of the petal. So we're gonna do the opposite side of the petal now. So we're gonna conclude the round actually, or the row of petals, with a slip stitch connecting the last stitch to the first petal. And then we are going to start right off with the same pattern, mirroring the other side. That means that we start with the half double crochet. We are going to do 3 double crochets into the next upcoming 3 stitches, and then we're going to decrease in the width of our stitches again by doing a half double crochet, then a single crochet, and then a slip stitch on the very pointy end of our petal. On top of the slip stitch we're going to do a chain, so we chain up 1, and then we're going to slip stitch on the other side of our petal back to the center again, and then we're going to repeat the whole pattern actually again, like for all the 6 petals, and then we are actually done. We chain up 1, cut the thread, and we're done with the flower. And then we just attach the stem. Bestie, I have great news. I just tested negative. Oh my god, finally. After like, I think it's been like 11 days now, and I'm finally tested negative. I finished the flower. This is how it looks. We're gonna attach the stem to the back of the flower, and then we're gonna twist around the green yarn. See, that's the finished flower. And we have the whole bouquet over here. I did a few more daffodils last week. I also did a little tiny bumblebee. It's growing so big right now. By the way, my PCR test yesterday came back negative. So I'm officially out of my quarantine. I can finally meet people again. I can finally go out again. So I'm very, very happy about that. And that literally made my day yesterday. Very empty. That's due to the fact that we are actually renovating. But nevertheless, I still wanted to share with you the little tulip tutorial. I look a little bit different as well. My hair is growing so fast actually. When I'm wearing a cap, I need to put it behind my ears because otherwise it looks a little bit ridiculous. Let's get started actually with the tulip tutorial. It's actually pretty simple. I think it's the most simple flower that I've ever done. So basically we start right off with a magic ring and insert 6 single crochets into the magic ring for our first row. And when we've done the 6 single crochets, we are going to attach the last single crochet to the first one with a slip stitch. Then we chain up 1 and start row 2. In row 2 we are going to increase in every stitch. That means that we are going to do 2 single crochets into 1 stitch. When we've done with row 2, actually, we are going to do the same thing again. We are going to connect the last stitch with the first stitch again with a slip stitch, chain up 1, and start row 3. And in row 3 we are going to increase in every second stitch. And that means that we are going to do a single crochet in the first stitch, and then 2 single crochets in the next stitch, and repeat the pattern. We are going to do that for the whole row and connect the last stitch with the first stitch again with the slip stitch, and chain up 1 for the next row. And then the 4th row we are going to increase in every 3rd stitch. So we are going to do 2 single crochets and then increase. So that's the pattern for the 4th row. From now on we are going to only single crochet in every stitch. So there's no increasement, no increase. We just single crochet the pattern for this row and for the next upcoming 8 rows. So what we are going to do is from now on only single crocheting into the stitches for 8 rows, connecting the last stitch to the first stitch when we finalize the row, chain up 1 and start the whole process again with single crocheting the whole row. And then we are actually done. We finalize the last row by slip stitching the last stitch with the first stitch together, chain up 1 and pull a very long end. We cut the end and pull the yarn through. We're gonna need the long axis actually to shape the tulip and close it up. But first of all, we're going to turn it inside out and weave in the other axis. And then we're going to stuff the tulip with cotton and then we close it up. And in order to close it up, we are going to try to shape a little star with our fingers. So that means that we push in 4 sides and build like a cross. Then we are going to weave in the long axis. That's how you finalize the whole tulip. And then we have like the little flower part. Then we're gonna attach, of course, the stem part. And for this we are going to take a wire again, take it double-stranded, push it in, hot glue it to the flower, and we are gonna start wrapping the green yarn around the wire. I added some leaves as well to the tulip because otherwise it looks kind of sad and very empty. So for the leaf as well, we are going to cut a good amount of wire, about 10 centimeters. That should be good. And then we are going to attach the green yarn with hot glue to the wire. And then we are going to start right off by chaining up 1. In order to shape it, we are going to increase in the width again. So we start right off with a single crochet. Then we are going to increase to a double crochet. I think I did 4, 5 or something like that. And then we are going to increase in the width with a triple crochet. The main part of my leaf is containing out of triple crochets, and then we are going to decrease the width again by starting to decrease with a double crochet and then with the single crochet until we hit the end of our wire. We're gonna chain up 1 and go to the other side of our wire, and we're gonna copy the whole style of our leaf. So we're going to do the right amount of single crochets copying the other side, then the right amount of double crochets copying the other side, and then the right amount of triple crochets copying the other side, and so on. When you're done with that, chain up 1 and then turn over on the other side and start single crocheting all around your leaf. And then you're actually done with the leaf. When you're done with the single crochet row, we chain up 1, pull a long end, then we cut it, obviously a long end, and then we are going to attach it with hot glue to the stem and wrap the long axis of our leaf to the stem. Yeah, that's basically it. And then we have this beautiful tulip, which I'm going to show you right now. That's the beautiful tulip. And the cool thing about it is actually, since we integrate like the wire into the leaf, we can also shape the leaf. I really like how easy it actually is, and it looks pretty. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Showing you this bouquet for the thousandth of time, but it's okay. I absolutely love this series, by the way. I'm very happy to do this series because it's so much fun. So I actually did 2 tulips in total. What it's still missing kinda though is greenery, for sure. I'm gonna do a separate video about that. I'm considering adding more bugs actually. I have this bee, this little bumblebee. Hey bestie, I'm finally back in my room. The construction site is gone. There's some minor stuff that needs to be done, but I wanted to actually quickly end this little vlog. I hope you like this two little tutorials. I can't wait to be back in the next video. Feel free to give it some thumbs up if you like this tutorial. Feel free to subscribe to the channel for more DIY videos in the future. Can't wait to be back in the next video. I hope you have a good day, a good morning, good evening whenever you're watching this video. Thanks for watching. I see you soon. I'm out. Bye bye.